So
back
why
in the
did you
early
get into
days.
sales then? Why did you get into sales out of curiosity? Because that's not right. Let's call a spade here. 20 years ago, not many women got into sales.
Mm-mm. No, especially not in the construction industry. Yeah,
So why that?
that again a very interesting point. I I started off like most teenagers do in retail, the old faithful. Yeah, I know you very much got your background in it as well. So yeah, I was in retail and just kind of went along. This is obviously very early career stuff that I'm sure most people can relate. Got myself a weekend job in a really big shopping centre actually. So I was spoiled for choice of where I could work back in those days. I lived near Bluewater Shopping Centre in Kent, so I had a job there, and I think I chose really well because actually, I first of all worked in a Lego shop, which was like the best job you could ever possibly
Yes.
have. You had like you were rotated onto like the play table for an hour, and got to build models and stuff. So that in itself, I think I peaked quite early, to be fair, with the
That's my end career ambition. You've described it perfectly. Yes.
wholeheartedly recommend. Yeah, and so did that, and then once I left there, I went into musical instruments, and I was selling musical instruments, and that was then much more in the like I had sales targets. I was on commission. I was very much. It wasn't just like a shop assistant role. It was a full-time role. Ironically, it's how I met my now husband. So yeah, basically, I was like demoing pianos and selling. I can't play a guitar at all, but I ironically sold a lot of them. And so I suddenly realized before then, I think like a lot of teenagers, and I think a lot of teenage girls would go, "Oh no, I couldn't ever do sales. Like I'm not a salesperson," because what's a stereotypical salesperson? It's kind of like a quite an extroverted man, I suppose. Like especially back in those days. So yeah, that's how I started off, and then I moved and I went into like into the B2B world basically, and I started off in Mitsubishi Electric, which is, I'm sure most people have heard of Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi have got hundreds of companies, and I was working in the construction industry at that point. I was working in an entirely new sales team.